have an idea. We need a landing page for our KubeRocketAI framework, and I start thinking about it. So how we can approach with this? The first of all is I can leverage existing KubeRocketAI repository, which contains PRD and all the stuff. If you don't know, please check our KubeRocketAI video. And the idea that I can just create yet another epic with some business requirements and extend and, let's say, did the trick for our or task for our developer to design to develop this page. But what if we start from completely clear space? I mean, from nothing, from starting just git init using our framework and make this as a small project that we can evolve, extend. Let's try this one. Okay, first of all, what we'll need is we need to create and here, let's call it SPA, single page application. Okay, but let's start with first. Let's start first with this one. Okay, so we have simple Git repository, and now we need to bring our framework here. Let me first check for updates. Okay, I have the latest version. So now let's use install. Let me install everything, but from IDE perspective. Okay, let's try to install everything, because maybe I will use different IDE during this demonstration, so I want to ensure that we have everything out of the box. So I'm installing our framework. So what we have here is that I'm installing it for Cursor. I'm going to use it, Cloud Code as well. So GitHub, also Windsurf, maybe no. So Cursor, Windsurf may be out of scope for this discussion. But let's start. So what we have here is that list agents. We can check which agents we have by default. Again, I've put all of them. Maybe we don't need all of them, because I'm not going to extend this project to something huge. I just actually need those business requirements. I need feedback from architect. I need some inputs from product owner, product manager. Definitely I need some developer. Moreover, it's going to be, let's say, front-end developer, and maybe we need to create it, because the existing developer is about like mostly concentrating on backend. But let's see what we plan to have. So let's also ensure that there are no issues with our framework. Okay, so we have all those persons. Now let's move to the next step. Definitely can add those to, let's maybe remove Windsurf, because I'm definitely not going to use it for sure, and let's keep the rest. So let me also stage them all. So I'm going to add them to stage in order to have like more clear view on what is going to be changed at the next step. So as soon as we have our initial framework installed, the next step is just to start creating it. Let's go to our GitHub and just refresh our knowledge about how the things are working under the hood. So we are going to be used, you can also check this documentation. So we are interested in our framework. So as I mentioned, we have those personas and we have these this flow. So we have an idea. We need to create a single page application or landing page for our site, Maybe it's not going to be even a single page application. Maybe it's going to be some static content which we're going to build with some framework and just published as a static content. That's maybe the goal we want to achieve. But again, I don't want to dive on a technical details for now, because I am a product manager. I just have an idea that, okay, we need somehow present framework, we need some simple approach to do this, and then I can consult together with BA and architect whether we need those difficulties or just do a simple stuff. Okay, so I have an idea. Now we need to create a project brief, vision, and a strategy. So for this stuff, again, you can read this document and check that who is responsible for which part of the document. So we can start with product manager. So let's open our code. I'm starting with this guy. So first of all, what we need is just let's start maybe with GitHub. I still have some spare of credits to run with this, so let me start then. Open chat. So first of all, I need to use PM. So we need, let me go another way. So I will select agent, I will select PM because we need to brainstorm our idea. I'm going to use Claude Sonnet for now. We can definitely try other models, but for now let's keep on this. Let's focus currently on this approach. So okay, so what can you do for us, manager? So we need create project brief, we need to create PRD. Again, if we turn back to our diagram, we need to start with the project brief. So I'm going to create a project brief. And let's wait. So agent is currently checking all the required artifacts that it needs to perform these activities. And okay, so what we're going to do is product discovery session. So we need to create an effective project brief. So we need to understand what is the situation, what is the project context, what we need to implement, how it's going to be implemented, etc., etc. So this is our default template, yeah, and this is our default create strategy. So I've already mentioned it. Please check our previous video with this information on how the things are moving under the hood. So we need to start with this definition. Okay, so let me first use some hacks I actually do for my stuff. So usually I can input the text here. I can like use a microphone and start voice chat, but usually voice chat is not so good. If it works in your case, please let me know in comments. Usually I use like third-party services or any other approaches. For example, we can let me use another approach. So I'm going to use just simple note. Okay, so I'm going to write down my thoughts and provide them to the agent. Okay, so let's go. So what we want to have as the part of our project is that some simple static web page that will describe KubeRocketAI as a framework. It should have like simple visual effects, concentrating mostly on agents, personas, how we can use them for SDLC processes, what are the roles by default, the support of different features like validation, token calculation. We also need to have ability to check documentation, have links to architecture documentation for more details. Definitely we need to have some demo available for users. So our target audience are developers, AI adopters, people from different areas who are like starting with AI or already in this boat and understand how the things works. We also need just some friendly page that would allow us to show the value of framework, how it works, and also capabilities to be able to provide feedback or use cases for this project. And yes, this should be hosted with the minimal costs, so it might be leveraging some I don't know, free providers that can just hold the static on their side. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Definitely we need to review what we have. Okay, at some level we can keep this text as it is. It is also too good to provide our architecture document or our project brief as well. So I'm going to copy paste this to our chat, and also we can say like important please use we can return back here, and for example open this PRD project brief, and we can say like use this link, and definitely we can save these files together with an existing repository, but I just don't want to do this. Just let's use external links. Okay, now let's check result. So excellent. Now we need to let's approve it for this session. So we have some draft on a high level that provides our project brief. It is very important to review it, like not accepting everything as it is, because this is rather important document. So it allows you to understand what we're actually doing. So for whom we're doing, what are the success metrics, like what are the constraints. So definitely some of those values requires additional elaboration, so you need to check whether it's true or not. If you have some specific requirements that impact how you're going to present it, who's the target audience, what we need to do to achieve this also should be revealed and discussed. Okay, so let's wait. Let's just wait for final version and then check. So perfect, we have a project brief. It doesn't mean that we need like to start the next step, because again, if you produce the garbage, then the result will be garbage as well. So now let's concentrate on the project brief. I will review it thoroughly, put my opinion, and we'll do another session of kind of interactive ask-answer section, and we'll polish this document to ensure it is aligned with my vision and how it's going to be delivered as how it's going to address my needs from the business perspective. Okay, so let's go. we're done with this. I think I'm fine. I'm fine. So I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. What are the next steps? Please check the latest updates I've made and propose on the next move. Okay, the next step is actually creating PRD. So this is actually what we need. So let's read recommendation. Based on your complete, create comprehensive PRD. So again, this is just a simple example. Maybe we will have a simple single epic with 2-3 stories, and that's it. So the option 2 is validate dependencies first. So before creating PRD, I should verify that all does dependencies. So check if PRD tasks, templates, ensure business framework techniques are accessible, confirm if alignment, direct implementation planning. So skip PRD and move directly to technology stack. You can see that's actually, I don't want to dive into this because this is the role of another agent. My recommendation. So it's going to create PRD first for validation. Before creating, I will verify all the required task dependencies exist. Okay, let's run option 2, and if no issues, move to option. Let's keep it this. Let's keep like this. Let's run option now for now. Let's wait for feedback. By the way, I propose to switch to Cursor as the next session because Cursor now has proposed like GPT-5 model, and we can also try it. Okay, so what I recommend, stay on our channel. We're switching to Cursor with GPT-5 model. We will still keep the same agent like product manager we have here, and we will create PRD at the next step. Okay, Cursor. Okay, now let's continue our session using product manager and working on our project. So we're done with project brief. It is here. We already reviewed, we agreed with it, and now it's time to create PRD. Let's again align with the next steps. Let's go to architecture. Let's go here and check. So after an idea, we have project brief, and now it's time to have PRD. So use agent. We will use our product manager, and then we can say help. I'm using GPT-5, as you can see here. So for now it's free with credits for paying users during the launch week, but then it's going to be cost like too much, like 4 requests. It's 5, so GPT-5 is going 2 requests, and GPT-5 fast is going to 2 times higher. Okay, let's start with the project with PRD. So we already have project brief, and we need to start create-prd. Okay, so what is actually our agent is doing here? Reading like SDLC Framework from krci-ai folder, understands the project structure, how it should be organized. It also reads some baselines from the business frameworks. It also checks the PRD template. It's going to be used for creating PRD, and is also checking our project brief that we've created just before. And based on those artifacts, is going to provide us some information, or starting with the PRD creation that we can later review together with you. Okay, so the draft of our PRD is ready. The very important note here is that always validate the output. So you need to review each word and understand whether it's aligned with your vision. Okay, it's very important because it depends on it impacts what you're going to build as the final solution. Let's start reviewing it. So what is actually next steps? Let's check. So agent actually proposes us to create epics. We're still on a high level. Like let's return back to our approach and trying to understand, do we really need those huge number of epics? Let me return back to my way I'm like interacting with the agent, and let's say like I'm doing speech to text approach, and let's try this one. We need to elaborate on number of epics we have under our PRD. It is very important to ensure that we can address the full scope under the 2 weeks, having single front-end developer and some AI tools that can help to generate some landing page. So now, think deeply and try to understand whether we can merge those epics and have them as the single batch. Okay, let's return back to our cursor and put this. Okay, let's review what we have. I agree with this. Okay, what is the next step? So the next steps are, want me to scaffold matching epic 1 that captures this actually for downstream story creation. Okay, let me add these docs to our Git stage, and I can accept this project brief. We can still continue work with this and proceed to the next steps. The next step is to define epic, and then this epic is going to be built, divided or split it into our stories. Again, we are planning to run 2-week work, so it's not going to be a huge task. So and current demonstration is just an example of how you can drive your project. So we have project brief, we have PRD, now we have an epic. Again, the epic is not yet defined, but we have it as a part of a PRD, some high-level definitions, and now we can start with working with this on this epic. So returning back on our artifacts references, so we have an epic, who is the owner, the product owner, so the high-level features of business objectives. So we should pick up this new persona, product owner, and start working on epics. Let's do this. Let me start new chat. Let me first select our persona. It's going to be product owner, and starting as usual, help. What we want to have is to create an epic. So we can say like 3. So now when the epic is ready, we can start reviewing it. So again, the epic is aligned with the epic template we have as a part of our framework. You can validate it here. What is currently defined for our epic? So actually I'm okay. The only thing that I don't like acceptance criteria. So But this is another part of my demonstration. So what I'm going to do next, I will review template for our epics and ensure that command and validations are aligned with the epic nature. So stay tuned, subscribe, and wait for these updates. Thank you.